So I wanted to get this out right now about a lot of things that I start to see in the black community, right? And I start seeing generally all over the world. So, I mean, not all over the world, but in the US. So there's this whole campaign against guys who can't get women, which are titled incels. And I see that a bunch of black people, because I'm black, no matter what somebody says, I'm black. A bunch of people who ask for reparations and how white men treated them bad and how everybody is racist toward them. They're using the term of talking down to a group of men who can't get any by females. And these dudes know just how bad females are. But they want to act like it's that easy when half of them sold their soul or sold other guys down the river just to get women, and the other half are just pussy slaves and they do anything a woman says and tells them to do, right? They don't think that other men are looking at them and saying, I don't want to be that, but I still want to date women. And they don't want to give up their soul or give up their who they are just to date women and have sex with women. But these guys don't have that type of advice for them. They just have this generic advice that is making everybody go down the same path. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of 50, 40-year-old guys, not married, but played the game and teaching the game to another generation of men. And it's going to keep going and going and going and going. So I'm starting to see this trend about, it's been like 2017 to 2018 and now to this year, 2019, that incels has been like the talk of the town. It's the biggest insult and everybody's using it. But these are the same people who talking about the revolutionary and talking about reparations and we are the downtrodden community. But you talk about censorship and all these other little terms you talking about, but the fact is you're stepping on guys you're stepping on a group of dudes who don't really be in the spaces that you frequent at. And they're in their own spaces. Some of them on Reddit. There's a small bit of them on YouTube, but they don't generally be on all online. And there's 3 levels to the incel, and I might make that video and just make it and show you that, where I made up the 3 levels of incels, where you shouldn't be picking on all of them. You should be picking on the level 3 ones. You shouldn't be picking on level 1 and 2. I mean, the level 3 and 2 incels. You shouldn't be talking about them. You should be talking about the 3rd one, because those are the ones that are dangerous and they don't want to change and stuff. You don't know what dude's been through to get women. And I'm gonna show you these little, websites and stuff, and them telling like we had Vice that had an article about incels and said, we asked a sex therapist what's it like to help an incel get laid. And everything that I seen in here was generic, and it's the same P-way bullshit. And it was a female trying to tell a man all this other crap. And the funny thing is, I didn't see the world start using incels until 3 years from now, right? But the term, and I'm going to put it in the description in the box with the article, the term started in 1993 by a woman. So y'all wasn't using the term incels in 1993 because y'all didn't know about it. But once the media told you about how dangerous these people were, you ran out and did exactly what the media tells you to do. So everything, all your rhetoric about the government and being unfair and all this other stuff, it's all bullshit. Everybody on here who keep taking shots at incels, and I'm not protecting all of them. I'm protecting the ones who actually are out there trying and still failed. Like I said, the level 1 and level 2 ones. You're out there making a punching bag on the so-called incels, and every single body you don't like is an incel. Everybody you think is below you is an incel. You're dead beating the word up where it doesn't mean anything anymore. These guys these guys pretty much was hidden until one dude took the mantle up and did what he did. And everybody trying to diagnose this and dissect this, but you got a lot more problems in the world. All these fake causes, all these fat women, all these single moms, all of the low divorce rates, all these STD rates, all the life expectancy rates, all of the drug problems that's out here, the joblessness, all this other stuff that you got out here, but you keep calling guys incels and stuff like that, all the violence. But you keep using the term. I think it's weak. Anybody who keep calling somebody that word incel instead of making something a term for themselves. You use the word lame so much that when Sierra started to use the word lame in a better term, you start seeing women out here talking about they wanted to get a lame. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I want to get a Russell Wilson. Let me get a Russell Wilson. Let me get a Russell Wilson. He's a lame. I like lames. I like lames. All these women did a 360 when a more beautiful woman that they looked up to said, lames are cool. I like lames. Lames are good now. And she had to show. See, this is what I'm saying about how black people are black people are followers. How can you act like you're revolutionary? How can you complain about what the media put out there when you the main consumers of the media? Everything the media tells you to do, you do it. You are followers of the media. The media tell you that somebody is bad, and you use the term against other people of your own race instead of the outside race. Oh my God, that's an incel. Do you think Asian guys are out here using that term against other Asians in Japan? No. Do you think other people are using that kind of term all the time against their own race in other countries? No. They only doing it in the US because they can get away with it. But the fact is, and I have a feeling that if the far left, and I'm saying it right, and the far left decide that they want to pick up the term and pick up these group of men and say they're getting bullied and put them into their little regiment, then you won't be able to say it anymore. You will be talking about censorship and all this other stuff. It kills me of these people who are out here using these terms, and then you got some nerd to be talking about censorship and being bullied and people taking jobs from you and immigrants doing this and doing that, and you out here using terms to disparage people that you know don't have the ability to do that. Because the fact is, you're telling men to spend over $100,000 just to get a female to talk to them, or you telling them to spend at least $30,000 for a female to talk to them. We talking about the gym. We talking about going to get their teeth done. We talking about surgery. We talking about all of the fashion that they had to keep up. We're talking about wasting so much time on dates and all this other crap because they wasn't born with the right stuff. And then when it comes down to the women, no one tells the women the truth about themselves. You let them get away with them being fat. You let them get away with them being entitled. You let them get away with using people. You let them get away with doing over the top stuff. But instead, you blame the men. Every guy that I see on here using the term incel, you wasn't using the term incel back in 2016. You wasn't using the term incel back in 2015. Even 14 when it happened. 2014 when that situation happened. But then when it got popular in 2018 and 2017 and 18, you all picked it up because the news was kept talking about it. So everybody used the term incel. You are followers, and I don't believe one word you're saying. You have to keep using incel as a talking point to talk down the men who you think can't get no women. You are a weak man who has to be told to talk. You are a weak ass man who has to be told to talk about certain things and have a talking point to go against other dudes. So when when the media brings up a new term for somebody to use, I bet you're gonna jump on that too. Hey man, you are a pickle stick, because the news told me to call men pickle sticks now. Oh man, you are a water baby, because the media told me to call you a water baby. Y'all some followers, man, and y'all gotta stop using these terms that y'all keep talking about how y'all want freedom of choice and freedom of this and this and this and that. For a group of people who talking about they downtrodden, y'all always listen to what the media is saying. Yeah, I look at the media, but I never use terms that the media tell me to do. I barely use the term bad when it comes to a good looking female. I always use a standard term when I'm talking about a good looking female, attractive female, she's cute. I don't use these other terms. When rappers come out with certain terms, y'all the first one to use them. When something comes on TV, y'all the first one to consume it. But these are people who talking about they thinking men. How you would thinking men when you ain't coming up with your own dialect. You ain't coming up with your own terms. You keep using the number maneuverable system. You keep using a number system when it comes to people. Oh, you're a 5, you're a 6, you're a 7, you're an 8, you're a 9, you're a 10, you're 11, you're a 12. I'm not using that system. I use my own system. I use you are a coal, bronze, silver, and gold girl. I don't use the number term like everybody else. I'm not a follower. I'm a real thinking person. I'm always thinking something different than everybody else. It's funny to me that these guys talking about how smart and intelligent they are, but it's like, yo, all you do is follow. You ain't a leader. Even if the term you talking about, even if the stuff you're talking about is not picking up, I'd rather be the first one to use the same terms, and then somebody picks up what I'm saying. And then I'm like, yo, I said this stuff first, but you can use my stuff, and then I'll make something else up. But it seemed to me that everybody in the black community are followers. Nobody has their own mind. Like, y'all not talking about all these women who going out with these guys in jail. Y'all not checking these women you're not telling these women that you had your chance to have fun with the best men. Have lower standards because you had lower standards when you dated these guys. You're not checking them. Not only that, y'all endorse guys like this, and then he end up going to jail, right? And this is the thing that I'm saying with the word incel and all this other stuff. Y'all act like these men really want the fine of the finest. A lot of men who talk about women and stuff like that, they rather have a female like this right here, who's nice, she's skinny, and she's okay looking. You keep putting words in these guys' mouth, and I'm not talking about the racist ones. I'm talking about the ones you keep talking about, and you keep putting the label and the tag on them as incels. I'd rather date this woman right here, this chick right here, and be satisfied with her because overall she's normal looking, instead of the women that these dudes think that men should date in the black community, who's fat, overweight, got weave in their hair, they look like men, they got man hands, man feet, but you should be happy about that. No feminine thing about them, and then they combative to your face. Y'all call Will Smith's son names. But he seemed to always pull regular women, regular looking women. But y'all don't give him props for that. He's not out here dating Instagram models. He's not out here dating women, not women like his mom. He's dating women who are average looking. But none of y'all give this kid credit to his dating choices. None of y'all, man. I keep using the same talking points over and over. You want men to be a woman's credit card so she can be happy with bags in her hand, thinking about the next dude she gonna jump onto after she upload her clothes, while the guy who you call an incel telling him to take what he can get, he has to deal with that. Or giving these women rings who've been passed around by 1,000 dudes, and they are ugly looking women. Oh, but you don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about that, do you? You want guys to kiss women's feet and wash their feet all the time, and call them queens and say, "Oh my God, that's my queen, that's my woman right there." But she won't do the same thing for him. You got women like this who talk about guys who's small, right? How much surgery does it take for him to get himself to be normal? Y'all out here giving advice, but you're not telling them the price of that advice. But at the same time, y'all making a killing off to telling these women what they want to hear, instead of telling them what they need to hear. Telling them to go to the gym, telling them to get better at life, telling them to stop stealing people money. But you're not going to do that, are you? But then you want men right here out here to date women who've been passed around by the same dude, right? Men are supposed to take what they can get and be happy with that. And you don't understand that's low morale. When a man comes home to somebody he don't want to be with, that's low morale. He's not going to be able to produce anything. He's going to get worse and worse and worse every year because he doesn't have somebody he really does want. She's not going to be inspiring to him. And if she does get him up there, he's going to leave her anyway because he's like, well, I can do better than you. And it always happened. Look at what happened with Jesse Williams when he had an unattractive female by his side. What'd he do? He upgraded her, and she got mad. She should have. Why no other woman told her to her face and tell her, "Hey, you know the game. Get you another guy who looks like him." And remember this video from last year, and how this chick was bad mouthing a website made for incel men. Every time there's an actual solution for incels, everybody toss it down. And look at how many dislikes this thing had. And look at the comment section in this video. It's ridiculous how many people thumbs this down right here compared to how many thumbs it up. And ever since then, nobody wanted. No, I don't even think we heard from this chick ever since then. And we had everybody jabbing at incels. But black people have the nerve to talk about incels when you talking about reparations. Half of you people didn't go through slavery. Half of you people didn't go through the Jim Crow era. Half of you people didn't do none of that stuff. Half of you people got black privilege. You know, there's tons of black men. There's tons of men. And that's tons of men in other races who want what we have. You out here showing off, telling everybody that you have the biggest penises. You think that other men don't want that? You out here telling men that you're the strongest and the fastest. You think other men don't want that? But you got the nerve to be talking about how you the downtrodden and how all this other stuff. But you're out here using terms that the media use to downtrodden a group of other men. As I said before, man, whoever used these terms in their titles and they keep doing it, I'm not going to listen to you no more. If you keep using this stuff on there, I'm just going to look at you as a follower. And I'm going to be like, I'm not listening to you. You a weak ass dude who didn't come up with a term of your own for these men. If I'm gonna use some terms, I'm gonna make some term of my own. I'm gonna be smart and I'm gonna jump in the lab and do my own research, and I'm gonna make up a term. And I'm gonna start making up a term for all these people that I see that I don't like. And I'm gonna use the term. I don't care if anybody else uses it themselves. I'm gonna use the term for some of these guys. Just like I use the term pussy slaves for these guys in the black community. They're pussy slaves. You know, I'm sick of the whole bullying campaign that they're doing with these incel dudes. I'm really sick of it, because you out here acting like everybody bullying you, but you're the ones bullying everybody else. You already know in the black community, if you're not a certain type of guy, you get bullied. But then I'm starting to see the guys who are so-called nerds are bullying the incel guys. And these guys talking about, I had a run-in with some dude who don't even have a six-pack. He don't look like he ever went to the gym. I got a gym picture of me going to the gym. This dude has a gut. He don't look like he get any type of woman. And it's not me talking down. It's him just trying to call me an incel. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I told him straight up, I'm like, wait a minute, dude. I competed in multiple weightlifting contests. I go to the gym. I went to the gym multiple times, dude. I got pictures of me in the gym lifting. What are you talking about? Where's your workout stuff? Where's your achievements in any athletic? How many marathons you ran? And he didn't say anything. And I'm like, fix that stomach. You yourself look like one of those self-described incels. I mean, these guys who are unattractive, they want to throw the waste off them and start going around bullying people. It's like the kid in school who is a nerd, but they try to fit in with everybody else by picking on the other nerds. That's weak. Or it's like a guy who's ugly, but he always roasting other ugly people to fit in. And it's like, yo, you make yourself look like a clown, because in any kind of situation, your ass is not going to go into a pool of people. You can say all you want about an incel, but these guys, most of these guys are actually going into environments where they're losing. They're losing. While you sitting online talking about you staying in your lane, or you need to compete, but none of you are actually competing at nobody. Like this, that's a reference to my video about never take the advice of people who don't have rivals. None of these dudes ever tell you a rival they got, but they want to sit here and talk about incel. And it's like, damn, man, y'all got the same talking points, and then the women using the term now too. So now you want to talk about black women and their talking points, but the fact is, both of y'all start to sound the same. Y'all all sound the same, and as you are right there along with them. You are right there along with them, having their talking points, but at the same time acting like y'all enemies. It makes me think that half of these guys, all of these dudes out here, are a joke. It seems like a lot of these guys are a joke. And I don't think you can take these guys seriously anymore. I mean, I don't care about their background, how many books they wrote, all this stuff. If they take the talking points of media and then they're talking about what the media did to them and how people have a campaign or agenda, and they're using an agenda against other people, then they are worse than the people who carry the agenda that around and keep passing the torch of people talking down to everybody. If you gonna talk down to somebody, make something of your own. Make something that you can use on your own. Make your own term up for people who can't get none. Stop using the term of what somebody else made up, and then you walk around acting like you the exclusive one.